make sure I'm going the right way. Yeah. So y'all ready? Talked him down and everything. We're just gonna skip all the dialogue.
We warned you at Syracuse, and you persisted. You took advantage of us at New Canaan to drive us out. And like the dogs of Caesar you are, you followed us to Zion. And now you stand holy ground, a temple to God's glory on earth. The only use for an animal in our temple is sacrifice. Kale wachene conserva o. You understand me, don't you?
Out mine. Kunaman, man. He killed all white lead. Him.
Don't listen to this. He has a dead... I want to take... Go. That's it. It's finished.
And so it was that the conflict between the New Canaanites and the Whitelegs
Okay, we gotta
was finally
rewatch.
resolved. The courier's involvement had tipped the scale, shifting the fragile balance of power.
Demoralized by the Dead Horse and Sorrow's attack the courier and Joshua Graham led against them, the Whitelegs retreated to Great Salt Lake. Their days were numbered. Word soon reached the 80s tribe that the Whitelegs' spirit was broken, their war chief a dim shadow of his former self. By year's end, the 80s would overrun the Whitelegs' camps, scattering the tribe to the winds and claiming the Great Salt Lake for its own.
The Sorrows fought beside Joshua Graham and the Dead Horses at the Whitelegs' post to Zion. Seeing the courier convince Joshua Graham to spare Salt upon Wounds, the Sorrows learned that retribution could be tempered by mercy. Though he despaired at the Sorrows' loss of innocence, Daniel took some consolation in the courier's lesson and prayed it would take root.
Having helped eradicate the Whitelegs from Zion, the Dead Horses returned to Dead Horse Point in triumph. They remained neutral toward the Sorrows, but as years went on, there were periods of competitive friction, even violence between the tribes. The New Canaanites, Daniel especially, intervened against the mediators, but found it difficult to reconcile the tribe's conflicts.
The defeat of the Whitelegs at Zion marked a turning point in the fortunes of the Happy Trails Caravan Company. Every 2 months, the caravan met with the New Canaanites in Zion Valley to trade. Happy Trails soon returned to prosperity. The vigilant Sorrows in defending southwestern Utah, initially started Happy Trails caravans, soon proved a blessing. The tribes united against the 80s, driving them back from Highway 50, and thus opening yet another trading route for Happy Trails caravans.
Follows Chalk took the courier's words to heart and decided that he would behold the sights and sounds of distant lands with his own eyes. After returning to Dead Horse Point, he quarreled with his family and other tribe members about his ambitions. One morning, they awoke to discover that Follows Chalk had set off alone, westward, into the wilderness. He was never seen again.
Waking Cloud was distraught when she learned of her husband's death, but took comfort from her tribe and the compassion of the New Canaanites. She forgave Daniel for having concealed her husband's fate from her, and learned to accept his fate. When her grief faded, she took a husband from the Dead Horse tribe. At her bidding, he stayed close to home.
The threat of the Whitelegs ended. Joshua Graham helped the Sorrows and Dead Horses tend to their fallen comrades and secure Zion. The courier's words had stayed Joshua's wrath in his darkest hour, and in sparing Salt upon Wounds, he was changed. While he continued to advocate militant opposition to the enemies of New Canaan, he sometimes showed quarter to those who crossed his family. Eventually, this new spirit would diminish the myth of the burned man in distant lands. A small price for the peace it brought to Joshua Graham.
For years after the defeat of the Whitelegs, Daniel did his best to minister to the Sorrows' spiritual needs. Try as he might, he could not hold back the tribe's increasing militancy and reverence of Joshua Graham. Demoralized, he returned to his family in Dead Horse Point. His failures haunted him for the rest of his days.
And with that, the courier walked out of the history of the tribes of Zion and back to the gathering storm of the Mojave Wasteland.
It feels nice to be back in Mojave.
Engaging target.
Is it time?
Smart move. Been doing a lot of good work out there, setting an example for the others. I know Ranger Jackson appreciates it.
Shit. What I just dropped? My cart.
Unconfirmed reports say NCR General Lee Oliver may have uprooted from his post at Camp McCarran in order to be President Hoover. NCR sources say that holding the dam
Help?
against Caesar's
Oh,
Legion has
well,
become
you
their
could speak to
main
Ranger
strategic
Jackson.
priority.
He sort of runs things around here. Mostly ends up sending reports back west.
Gamora is under new
Seems to
management
back
after
down.
the sudden departure of Omerta bosses Nero and
Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
Looks like we got a new visitor in the old Brahmin pen. Not many people coming here in a hurry, only passing through. And if you're passing through, you picked a bad time. Road north has gone to hell, and if I let a caravan through, they won't make it. Well, about time we got a soldier, and not a recruit. You look like you've seen some action. I need to get the caravans moving again. That means clearing a path north. There's too much crawling the asphalt up the road to allow it. Soldiers, no. Recruits, yes. And the Mojave Outpost has been ordered to have a standing force at the NCR perimeter at all times. So someone out reduces the outpost's numbers, and would be in direct violation of my orders from back west. Sending more troops, yes. To reinforce the outpost, no. Troops head through here on their way to McCarran, or to the front lines at Forlorn Hope. Or they're on leave, on their way to New Vegas to piss away. All of them passing through. Frustrated? No, I have my orders. Signed and approved all the way up the chain from Kimball. And I understand the reasons. The outpost isn't a Legion target, yet. Not like Vegas or the Dam. But if the caravans get choked here, that's gonna bite NCR hard. Anyway, didn't mean to talk your ear off. Some days, just feel like more requisition forms and daily reports come across my desk than results. Help? Now look, I appreciate... you know what? Yes, I could use the help. I need to get the caravans moving again. That means clearing a... Thanks, I appreciate it. Come back here when you're done. I might accidentally lose some...
Oh, so where are my specials right now? What's the point of sending all these legionaries to die? I killed House. I killed House like you wanted. I was doing an independent run anyway, so I'm still grieving House.
We won't go
Is
quiet.
there a room that I could stay in? None here. Cool. Where's the big man for my pay?
Appreciate the help. Wish I had more work for you, but nothing else on the radar at the moment. No, I mentioned you might accidentally get supplied, and I meant it. Not allowed to contract mercenaries at the outpost. Still, a requisition form or two can get lost, and they're not gonna come check. So here you go, just between us.
One of the ranger vets looked at me, and I just about... I wish I had a first recon guy looking after me.
So now the word is Caesar's calling in his elite troops from Arizona. I don't... Not even a little bit, no. Okay, if you say so. Hell, it's not... Smart move for the Kings to back down. They didn't know who they were messing with. Smart move for the Kings to back down. They didn't know who they were messing with. We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that.
Another glitched quest? Damn.
With House dead, we'll have Vegas annexed before the year's out.
There they are, Jesus Christ.
Okay, we've got our dummy grenades and Right, easy enough. 1, 2, 3. Solid arc. Check. Lob them up and over, people. Hold the grenades for groups, squad. Hit them in clusters and send them running. Yeah, I do. Thanks. I think we might survive this now. Wow. The big... Thanks to you, I think we're in good shape. The squad seems to be functioning much better as a unit now.
Hello. Shooting guns is real scary, but I think I got the hang of it now.
We won't go quiet.
Okay, I
Legion
admit
can
it.
count on
Knowing
that.
how to use these guns right is pretty cool.
Hey, you're the one who's been going around helping people around here, right?
Howdy. I've been around a while. Currently working for the Followers as a gun for hire, but it's getting rather dull. Aside from protecting them from the occasional thug looking to intercept supply shipments, there isn't much to do around here. The one researcher I liked, who I could chat up about liquor, got transferred. And the rest of the docs are pretty uptight about my kind of fun. I joined up looking for a decent paying job. Granted, the pay's all right, but they won't let me kick back and slog a brew at the end of the day. They're worried the filthy drunkies in detox seeing me drink will cause an immediate relapse. I say their rehab effort here is just a revolving door. I've been around long enough to observe the patterns of human behavior. Physical and mental anguish are especially exciting to explore. Hey, who doesn't enjoy a little pinch and squeal every once in a while? Time you enjoy wasting isn't wasted time. What starts in misery tends to stay there. Freeside wasn't Freeside until 6 or 7 years ago. That's when Mr. House's robots rolled out of the Lucky 38 and started pushing everyone who wouldn't join him off the strip. Lots of folks died. Some scattered to the winds. The rest wound up in Freeside and seemed never to lose the habit of living like refugees. What about them? Pretty much the sort of gang you'd find anywhere else, just with better clothes. The king himself, though, he's got that something special you can't put a finger on. Too bad he likes girls with skin. I reckon they care about getting water and electricity from the dam, and that's where it ends. The locals here are just an inconvenience to them, something to step over or stomp down. They're here for the resources, plain and simple. Before or after the human race shot itself in the foot? I've been around long enough to have both opinions, see. Before the war, Mr. House was a famous captain of industry. Robotics, to be specific. Seemed charming in interviews, until he became a recluse. Since the war, though, didn't make a peep for near 200 years. But when he came back strong and killed a lot of people. I don't know how they do it. They're like saints, those followers. If they didn't charge for their services, I'd think they was crazy. But nah, they're just naive. Warms their heart. Couple of rad scorpions, those two. Gloria is the stable one, but she'd slit your throat if there's a profit in it. Or rather, she'd tell her brother to do it for her. John Baptiste is one of the sicker humans I've had the displeasure of observing. Bye.
Hello. I hear you've done some good things for the followers.
That is one battered Eibot.
All that wealth is wasted on the strip. There are people in Freeside. I've heard a few patients mention the Securitrons are acting strangely, and no one has heard from Mr. House in a while. If House is out of the picture, maybe we'll be able to get our hands on some of his technology. It would help our scientists greatly. I'm sure you have your reasons, but we are much too busy to waste our time on selfish bastards. Even if we wanted to, we don't have the resources to handle. Unless you can handle our supply shortages, the best we can do is scrape by here in Freeside. Great! How much do you have to donate? Thanks. Thanks for the donation. Every bit goes toward helping free.
you holding up?
Hello.
You're back. All right. The Ox Enhancer. Have a seat in the auto dock. You're back. All right. Let me do a quick test to make sure your body can handle another implant. I'm afraid you can't handle... Thanks, mister. Hello.
I'm so much happier now. Thank you again.
I sincerely hope the NCR are getting supplies in place to defend against an attack, because it looks like the Legion has plans for the dam again. Great. How much do you have to donate? Thanks. Anything else? Thanks for the donation.
Yeah? Smart move for the Kings to back down. They didn't know who they were messing with.
Yeah?
Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
Took some skills to bring down that fiend. You done good. I call her the Long Carabine. Didn't always have the scope. I added that myself. Been shooting with her so long, couldn't bring myself to toss her away. Would have felt guilty to part with the old girl. The other snipers used bolt action, but Gorbets reckoned it didn't matter none if I was different, so long as I could hit my targets. Used to be a ranger, one of the first they sent out east back before we took the dam. Observation and reconnaissance. We took the lay of the land, checked out the locals, and kept ourselves inconspicuous. A couple friends of mine were the first to scout the dam. That was back in '73, if I recall. A lot of those rangers are dead now. Vegas always chewed men up. It's just a little more literal nowadays. Well, that wasn't really a matter of choice. Got myself caught by legionaries up near Malpay. They had themselves some fun with me. Mangled my hands and feet pretty good. Wasn't much good with the pistol after that. Wasn't gonna be trekking across the waste on any more long scouts either. Caesar's boys figured I wasn't going anywhere after what they'd done to me, so they didn't bother tying me up. I crawled out of there on my elbows and knees. Must have looked a sight. Then I rolled down an embankment into the Colorado. I guess I had a mind to drown rather than give Caesar's boys the satisfaction of killing me. But a couple rangers happened to be watching from across the river. They jumped on in and pulled me out of there. Lucky break, they said. Going on 6 months now, but I reckon we'll be moving out soon enough. Can't talk about the details. Till then, we'll man the towers and keep an eye on the fiends. We've had more than our share of trouble from their direction. Thing smells of Caesar to me. Of course, that's just guesswork. But I'd still bet a few caps he's stirring up the locals against us.
Hello. You came through for us, I have to admit. Means a lot, letting my team get payback. Here, we all pitched in some caps for you. Even Sterling, and he's famous for his tight wallet. Major Palatli is putting everyone on double shifts to make...
When I got this assignment, I was hoping there'd be more gambling.
We won't go quietly. The lead... You can count on that.
Guess what I'll do is I'll start walking up. Just farm Legion hit squads. Pick up quests. Oh my god, where'd my fucking card go? Oh, it's just a traveling caravan. Another hit squad. Damn. But I'll say they've already vilified me a second twice, I'm not too worried. St. Austin, that's the Clark Field. What I'm probably gonna do before I get Stonewall is I'm probably gonna get Explorer. Because I want the NCR to like me. Yeah, Legionaries. Not gonna lie though. I am scared, but let's see what happens.
Hey. Hey!
Alright. It's hard to not wear Legion gear. I mean, it genuinely just does so much protection, man.
What is it? Yeah, hold on. What's my damage threshold right now? 25. $26.
All mine.
I don't like how it aggroed CR troopers. Literally so close to leveling up. Let's see, do the followers want Hydra?
Need some grub?
The Kings are working with us. What's this place coming to?
Hey, good to see you. Sure. You'll need to wait another 24 hours for us to get more made.
Okay, so she's looking for Fixer, Radaway, and Medics. Do I not have any Radaway? No, I have hella Rad X.
Hey.
Let's see, can I give her this Fixer she made?
Hey, good to see you. How much do you have to... Thanks. And thanks for the donation.
Alright. If we can get them to better than liked, or maybe we liked, are we accepted or are we liked right now? We're accepted. Cool.
Hey, good to see you. Sure. You'll need to wait another 20... Great. How...
Let's use arcade for a bit, actually.
No violence is permitted on the strip.
What is it? If you want. What is it? I'll make my way there.
What's up? Helping the NCR is better than helping Mr. House, but I don't think it's the best solution for the people in New Vegas. If the NCR can take full control of Freeside and the Strip, it's going to get worse before it gets better. But even if New Vegas eventually gets representation in the NCR Senate, it's not like the NCR runs efficiently. There's something about that robot that doesn't seem all right to me. I'm not saying we should. I'm just saying that if it were to fall into... Well, there are worse things happening.
I'm not exactly a mercenary, but taking out scumbags of this magnitude wouldn't cost me.
What's up?
Let me see, what are you rocking with?
Sure, just don't treat me like a pack Brahmin, okay? The Strip's not a bad place if you love terrible things and people.
What's up? I'm really very boring.
What is it?
Howdy. Something I can help you with? Sure do. Came from the hub on account of the act. Farming's decent work, but the whole thing's a bum deal. Something the politicians back in Shady Sands came up with. They pay us to move here and farm the land. They even protect the fields. Bad soil and ration water. It's to be expected around here. But the rationing's all. Worst part is NCR won't admit it. Pretty hard to meet their crop quotas with 20% less water than we're supposed to be getting. Not that OSI cares about any of this. They're part of the deal, the Thaler Act. We work the fields while they protect the crops and the water. A lot of folks in New Vegas and lose everything in Freeside of the Strip. They get hungry, desperate, and try to take our hard work. Much as I sympathize, their theft, me in a bad spot. I got a crop quota to meet. Everything I can. Farmers out here don't have the luxury of being picky. I get by mostly on maize and tobacco.
We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that.
Is there something I can do for you? I'm a private in the NCR Army, and I've been proudly serving for 2 years now. Although if you were to ask what I'm doing right this instant, I'm patrolling the farms. It's a safe post, but a little boring. I do get to take shots at marauding mole rats every once in a while, and that's always fun. It's NCR-owned farmland. It produces a lot of the crops that supply McCarran and the dam. The farmers are all civilians, though. They work the farms, and in return, they get a safe place to stay and clean food and water. Some of them aren't all that grateful, though. I shouldn't have brought it up. It's not my place to spread gossip. All right. Some of the farmers, especially Boscombe, claim the NCR isn't giving them the water they need to meet their crop quotas. Personally, I think they're just incompetent and making excuses. The NCR ought to send them all crying back to California. Oh, you'd better believe it. I feel sorry for the troops who are charged with keeping the Fiends from overrunning everything. The Fiends are scary because they're unpredictable. One day, they'll be taking pot shots at you and then running off before you can shoot back. And the next day, they'll come rushing at you pumped full of drugs and not stopping until you or they are dead. Current orders are to hold the line and nothing more. That's all we seem to do these days. Hold the line. I guess it's a tricky situation since there's a vault in Fiend territory. If the NCR went after them, they'd just hole up. I'll help you if I can. Not sure how to help you with that one. Major Daughtry was offering bounties on some of the Fiends, but I hear someone took care of it. The Crimson Caravan Company. But if you're in the market for guns, go see the... There's a medic at Camp McCarran, but I've also heard there's a civilian...
Smart move for the Kings to back down. They didn't know who they were messing with.
What a shame. Looks like break time's over. Looks like break time's over. What a shame. Looks like break time's over. What's up? I'm really very...
You looking to buy some supply? Give me a shout if you need anything. You looking to buy some supplies? Another satisfied...
Hello.
Oh shit. Tape's dead again.
Welcome. You'll need to... Thank. Welcome back, friend. I'm sure you have your even if we wanted to, unless you can handle our supply shortages, the best we can do.
Hey, you're the one who's been...